Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see on the screen right now. If you are going to do a bit of business in 2021, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is a first today. This is your Saturday club. Of course, it is the Easter weekend. We're going to look back at yesterday's game very quickly against Rotherham, and we're going to look ahead to Monday's trip, a difficult one, to Stoke City at the Bet365 Stadium. But as always, let's wind it back to yesterday and start out with a starting 11 that Gary Rowett picked to start the match. So, unchanged from the team that faced Middlesbrough, I said that's what he should have done in my opinion. That's what he did do in his own opinion. And once again, we won the game. Now, I'm not going to cover the game. I did quite an extended one again yesterday and said what I wanted to say, and I think I covered pretty much everything. I'm just going to end by, again, I hammered everyone for a long time and got grief for that. Now I'm starting to defend the team. I'm getting grief the other way. People saying it's not good enough. I'll just point to this. And listen, I'm getting I'm starting to enjoy it a bit almost under Gary Rowett now, because we're like Arsenal were under George Graham. It's very dull, but we just seem to scrape it. It's always 1-0. Our defence, mainly obviously our goalkeeper, is an absolute brick wall. And it's clean sheet after clean sheet at the minute. So I know you all thought yesterday was boring. And yes, we didn't play well. But if you reflect on the 90 minutes as a whole, it's another 3 points. It's another clean sheet. There was a penalty save. There was a sending off. And there was a goal of the season contender from Jed Wallace. So on the whole, the game wasn't interesting. But if you look back at the bullet points, it was a very good game. I'd say a brilliant goal from Jed, absolute wonder strike. And the other points that I've pointed to, a Bart Bulkowski save, the Rotherham captain sent off. There was makings of a good game there, although the football wasn't brilliant at times. Again, back-to-back home wins, back-to-back clean sheets. You can't knock it. So listen, I'm going to leave that one there. I'm going to move on to Monday's game away at Stoke, because obviously a big talking point yesterday was Sean Hutchinson, the skipper, goes off injured. Looks like his Achilles, maybe his heel at first. Gary Rowett has now said it was his calf, and we're not yet sure the extent of that, so he could be out for a few weeks. So for me, a big thing on Monday will be the starting 11. Now, I said I wanted George Evans to drop into the back three yesterday when Hutchinson got injured, because I think he's better at the back. I thought he was completely elusive in midfield. I love Evans. I love him as a player. I love his endeavour, his aggression on the pitch. And if you've seen the things that the club do, tunnel cam on social media, you see he's one of the ones always to come to the camera and go, come on. Like, he's definitely up for the calls. However, I feel he's a million times better in defence than he is in midfield. I, yesterday, would have dropped him back into the back three and brought Kieftenbeld on. However, there could have been question marks over how fit Kieftenbeld was. Although he did come on in the game, has he got 90 minutes in the tank? Has he got a start in his tank for Monday? Only time will tell, but I did say as well, as much as I love Murray Wallace and as much as I love Alex Pearce, I said it at the time during my live stream, absolute recipe for disaster, those two together in the back three. I feel bad saying that because I genuinely love them both, but them two in a back three together is a recipe for disaster. I said it during the live stream. What happens 5 minutes from time between them, they can see the penalty. I don't still know what was going on. Who was still to blame, I don't know, because yes, Murray Wallace does take him from behind, easy, but Alex Pearce wins the ball in front of him. It jumps in two-footed. Now, if you watch the afters, you see the ref pointing at Pearce. So I don't know what happened, but it is a catastrophe waiting to happen, in my opinion. So this is the team that I would go with on Monday away to Stoke. Bulkowski and goal, of course, who else? Three centre-backs, Murray Wallace, Jake Cooper, George Evans, Danny McNamara, right wing-back, Scott Malone, left wing-back. Then I'd have Kieftenbeld and Billy Mitchell as two holding midfield players, with Connor Mahoney in behind it, Jed Wallace and Mason Bennett. Now, again, people say, well, Ken Zahor's fit. I like what Zahor did when he came on in patches yesterday, where he'd get in the corner and being physical and wasting time. He's definitely a threat. But at the minute, one or the other of the centre forwards always score, so I don't feel we can really drop them. Yes, they wasn't their best yesterday, but Mason Bennett's put a lovely ball through for Jed Wallace, who got brought down and got their captain sent off, and then Jed Wallace has scored the winner straight off the training ground. Brilliant goal. So I felt Bennett had a good game yesterday. He runs tirelessly. He's definitely up for the calls now, which was a big concern of mine. Jed was just sporadic, erratic, bipolar. all over the place and then pops up with a goal of the season. That's what he can do. So after he got caught offside about 12 times, by the way. So that's the team that I would go with. Possibly harsh on Zohore. Do I think the gaffer will go with that? No, because Ryan Woods... Oh, hang on. Ryan Woods won't play, will he? Because Stoker is feeding... Get in. Just realised that live on here. Get in. Ryan Woods won't play against Stoke. Fucking perfect. So we've got half a chance. Definitely, listen, he wasn't as bad as worse than anyone else yesterday. I don't think anyone had a particularly bad game. I would only just pick out Danny McNamara and Bob Olkowski's having a good game. Other than that, everyone else was either pretty much average or shit. So, yeah, I've just realised I'm so buzzing about that. And that's just honest. That's an honest reaction. There you go. I've just seen it. Ryan Woods, of course, I've just realised, ineligible to play. He would have made my 11 anyway. And now he can't make Rowitz regardless. So, yeah, that's the team I'd go with. I think he might be swayed to give Bennett a rest and bring Zohore back in. Zohore did look quite fit when he came on. I still think he's got a lot to offer, although time is running out. But we got him, so let's utilise him. So let's move on to the opposition. It is Stoke City, managed by Michael O'Neill. They currently sit one place behind us in 11th. Exactly the same games, exactly the same points. And it is always a difficult away day for us at Stoke. They won 3, lost 1 and drawn 1 of their last 5. The only defeat coming away at Middlesbrough, and they are unbeaten in their last 3. Last time out was a 2-0 win on the road against Bristol City. Now, I was thinking to myself when I've written this notes this morning, I'm sure I've said that recently. I have said that recently. Rotherham had beaten them 2-0 previously before coming to the Den, and Stoke City did exactly the same job on them yesterday. A 2-0 win at Ashton Gate sees them going in to the home game looking full of confidence, and they'll fancy themselves against us on Monday. So this is your pre-match prediction, and here we go. Better mention the little mic there. How's the new audio hitting you? Thought I'd test one out. Brought one home from work for the weekend to do some editing. Had some equipment here left over from Friday, so I've got to take it back tomorrow. And I thought, why not test it out? If it works, I might break the bank and get myself one for next season. But anyway, let's get back to the prediction. I unfortunately am going for a 2-0 Stoke win. Always a difficult place to go. Both teams 7 points off the playoffs, 8 points I think now after last night's draw. Reading against Barnsley. So not impossible, but I honestly think, unfortunately, we've had 2 clean sheets in 2 games. There's no way we'd have got one yesterday if we'd have had Jordan Archer in goal, or any goalkeeper in goal for that matter. Bob Olkowski, an absolute phenomenal performance. And maybe I haven't given him enough credit and praise and mentioned that enough, but fantastic keeper, player of the season, heading the same way this season. But I just don't think he can save us, and I think we'll lose the game at Stoke on Monday by 2-0. So that's your lot for this Saturday club, the first ever Saturday club. Feels a little bit different, feels a little bit weird because it's 1 p.m. I've been getting ready usually for kick-off. But that was yesterday, and the next game's Monday, and tomorrow I'm back on the golf course for 12 hours. So I've got to shoot off. I'm just editing the Johnny Garton video there. It is editing over there on my laptop. I don't know I'm pointing there because you can't see it. But I've edited it this morning. It's going to go out on our Patreon page. By the time this goes up, it will already be out on our Patreon page. I'll post it on YouTube Sunday night at 9 p.m. However, we're on 14,926 subscribers. If we pass 15k before then, I'll post it. So, if you haven't subscribed and you're watching this and you want to watch the Johnny Garton one, please subscribe to Lions TV. Thank you very much. See you Monday for a live stream. Come on, you Lions.